Hello everyone, my name is Deborah McWilliams and I am here to talk about the connection between school lunch and child adolescent obesity. One main concern of the globalization trade is the increased food supply that is not recommended for children and adolescents. Schools should promote healthy eating to all students that is included in their diet. The obstacles that surround the schools are the sales of the cheap food items and low quality of the products. The accessibility the schools can have on healthful foods. The cafeterias are giving the students an unhealthy diet like sweets, fried, and pastry foods. The food and nutrition security limits the sale of foods that are high in certain nutrients like saturated and trans fats, sugars, etc. There are millions of children and adolescents who are overweight or obese. It starts at preschool age and continues into adulthood. The children do not want this health condition, they want to change their lifestyle, including the consumption of food. Having inadequate eating habits can lead to having weight issues. Children and adolescents can have psychosocial problems like discrimination or even bullying. They can even suffer from anxiety disorders or depression. Social isolation can lead to not being confident about their self-image and can have emotional problems. Medical consequences are the medical conditions like diabetes, hypertension, respiratory issues, skin problems, and more. Medical conditions can also be long-term and go into adulthood. The main concern is the connection between obesity and school cafeteria lunch meals. What could the schools change about the meals that they provide to the students to help decrease the childhood and adolescent obesity epidemic within the United States? How will reconstructing the lunch meals among high school students have a significant decrease in weight BMI among the students aged 14 to 18 years old? Junk food accessibility is a well-known cause for schools, not just middle and high school. Younger children do have access to the junk/processed foods, which does lead to concern towards becoming overweight as they get older. Watts interviewed students about the consumption of junk food items and wondered if the accessibility of the cheaper item costs, peer influence, or the unavailability of healthful foods items pushes them to consume more junk food. Peers even said that a McDonald's cheeseburger was cheaper than healthier alternatives. Having conducted a study to examine the facilitators and barriers about healthy eating at schools, like limited quantities of healthy food options, even the students mentioned that the counter lines were so long and their lunchtime was short. The study within the children in Minnesota schools was about eating habits and mentions that fizzy drinks are cheap and available in school cafeterias. Consumption of these drinks can lead to increased calorie intake and therefore contribute to obesity. The Wise Mind Project is about prevention programs that is geared towards prevention programs. The changes are both environmental conditions and factors. HEE is healthy eating and exercise, which is the basis of the campaigns that is carried out and the recommendations of healthy eating, like eating more fruits, vegetables, and eating 5 times a day. The U.S. Department of Agriculture regulations are altered on the types of foods the schools can offer during lunch. Improving the nutritional content of school lunch benefits the students to not just eat healthy, but try new foods. School participation in the restriction of offering less healthful foods to the students by offering more healthful foods. Participation for lunch is higher than the lunch cost and a la carte quality. Examining the personnel's perceptions on obesity and food/beverage offerings was obtained from the principal and food service manager, which mentions the availability of the low nutritional foods, like vending machines, the impact it can have on a student's diets and excess food intake the students have. Since the early 1980s, the rate of overweight children have doubled before the 1980s. Children determine the size of the food entree they consume. Having inconsistent food portions can lead to the increasing rate of weight gain. A qualitative study with data collection from interviews and direct observations from students and school personnel is ideal for this study. Belmont report with ethical considerations is for the study to respect the participants, maximize the benefits, and be fair towards the participants. The research is action-oriented, and in order to collect the data and conduct interviews, we need the school district's Institutional Review Board approval. Recruitment is from 3 high schools in Kent County, Delaware. The participation is from students in 9th to 11th grade, 14 to 18 years old. Sample sizes from the 3 schools and grades are 9th grade, 451, 10th grade, 435, and 11th grade, 399. We would need informed consent from the parents and consent from the principal and superintendent. The time frame for the study is around 6 months. What is absent from school cafeterias are the good, healthful, nutritional products. Healthy foods can range from whole grains to milk, either 0 to 1%. Certain foods the cafeteria offers do have low nutrient value. Countries outside of the U.S. promote the consumption of healthy foods among their students. Recent publication influences the form and place where food is presented. Private ownership of school cafeteria equals promoting both unhealthy and healthy school lunch. The future studies need designs that are not only affect the change, but sustains the change. Thank you for listening and have a good day.